Some are very concerned that technologies beyond our imagining may have fallen into the hands of a few who use it to control humanity's mind and to sway their emotions. They are accurate. In fact, much has been written, for example, about the HAARP project, HAARP, using technologies that move humanity into specific courses of action. For example, if you want someone to vote for a militant political leader, you create fear in the population and a sort of paranoia that perhaps they could be invaded. So they think that they need a very strong leader. There's two ways in which this is done. And the use of both is something that we are not familiar with. Black frequencies can be used. Black frequencies are subliminal emotions that are beamed at someone and they don't even know that they have it. It is a technology that at times have been used in our movie theaters to make the audience very afraid, or to make them this or to make them that. In fact, it can be done while innocently laughing at a child's movie. That baser frequencies can be beamed at the audience and change them irrevocably unless they understand what to do about it. The black frequency, which is subliminal sound, is something that you can call emotional control. Mind control is a little different, and that perhaps we should call it by its name so people understand that that is exactly what's done during mind control in some instances. Of course, in war times and so on, they break down the defenses of the egoic self in order to overlay a brand new personality into that person. There are usually 3 different stimuli used to produce this alternate reality for a person by breaking down the egoic self. But in actual fact, it doesn't vary greatly from what is being done on Earth to make the masses of humanity like sheep, simply following whatever their leadership, good or bad, may say. The world wars that we've seen have been evidence that that is the case. They use black light. Black light is subliminal light. For example, amongst humanity right now, there is the lightest of the light, and there is the darkest of the dark, and few can see the difference, because our ability to see the subliminal, refined light that they emit is hardly existing at all. Very few can actually see it. So what we are dealing with is mind control and emotional control. Now, what can we do about it? I had no idea. And another thing that was of grave concern to me was the nanotechnology. There is the ability right now to make a factory on something the size of a credit card that can produce nanoorganisms that invades the water, it invades the air, it is therefore in the food, it can be anywhere they want it to be. In fact, spy bots are nanoorganisms that can come right into your environment and produce images for someone else to be watching you. What we do about it is an inner technology that was given to me directly through revelation. And what it is sound elixirs and light elixirs. Light elixirs deal with light and sound, and the sound elixirs primarily deal with sound. Now, a light elixir is able to be purchased. The image is designed to start to break down that which appears so solid in the form of matter. We have a chair that we sit on, we think it to be solid, and we think it to be exactly where we say it is, right here where I'm sitting. Well, the point is that mystics have known for a very, very long time that matter is very fluid, and they've utilized it to produce what others would think of as miracles. We have the Light Elixirs is designed to train the eye to see differently. And this starts to set you free the more you work with your own light elixir, because every light elixir is made for one person alone, and it's theirs for life. But that trains the eye, the more you look at it, to see form as fluid form, to release you from the tyranny of space. And when you release from space, it starts to release time. The chant that is produced that goes with this has with it not only the sound you hear, but subliminal sound. Now, the key is to balance them in absolute, perfect equilibrium. We see form because there are places where form is not. But in order to release the way that our eyes see, if form and formlessness, two opposites, form and formlessness, were to be equally balanced, equal in expression, there would be nothing to keep them apart, and they would become one. When they become one, they cancel one another out, because anything that has an opposite is an illusion. So, to make a long story short, the sound being balanced in the subliminal and the audio cancels out the illusions of your life. The image that is produced with this sound when you purchase your own individual light elixir helps to dissolve the tyranny of solid form. This is when miracles start to happen. It is also that which shatters nanoorganisms in our environment and sets us free from the subliminal black light and frequency messages that are being sent to us. Now, we also produce your own personal sound elixir. The own personal sound elixir has a similar purpose, a similar way of working, but it is designed to give you a very special result. The result is that it removes illusory shields, illusory lenses in your environment. In other words, it shows you what is by removing what isn't. It reveals the motives of people around you very clearly. It removes where you yourself have things that need to improve. For me, every day I find something that if I just move through that, life can become even more fully and more exquisitely lived. This is what it's meant to do for you. In other words, it opens the way before you. It shows and reveals to you the clarity of your next step, where there's dysfunction, where others like parasites are taking and not giving enough. We have had miracles. We have a student, Denise, in Toronto, who was working with somebody that was in hospice, ready to die the night of 2010. And it was exactly a little bit before midnight that she was there working on this hospice patient that was expected to pass before the morning. She took the image and the feel of this woman home with her. She put on her Light Elixirs image and the chant, and imagining herself holding this woman in her arms, she moved into the image. It revealed and removed the illusion of the disease of cancer in that woman. By the next day, she received a call that the woman was completely well. It can do miracles. That is this inner technology that works for the first time for us rather than against us.